Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. I'm here once again with Ojunix and Ozzy, and we've watched Aria. So this is my little bit of history with this one is that I did see tidbits here and there online, or not online, actually mostly on cable television back in the 90s. I'm aware there's a bigger franchise behind it, especially another movie, which apparently might be a prequel as far as we're aware. Um, and that's about it. It was there's very broad strokes, and just that I've seen a few things here and there. I've seen up before this. I've seen maybe a grand total of 10 minutes of this show.
Prior to
Um,
this.
yeah, prior to this, and I've was told that it's a pretty good anime and that it has a live action movie attached to it somehow, and there might be other things I can't remember what all is involved.
Yeah, because the movie came first because the full name of this anime is Iria Zerum the Animation.
And the movie is 0 minutes, very much focused on it. Zero, by the way, is
Yeah.
the bad guy mutated alien thing that seems to be basically unstoppable and incapable of being destroyed. Except for when you do finally find the one tiny little weak spot and you have to hit it just right.
I picked this as our first anime to watch out of this batch because it does seem the most fitting anime to watch right after watching Predator.
Fair. And before we watch any of the alien movies.
Yeah.
Which also it does seem to borrow a bit from both, actually, to be fair, too. Super strong creature on also weird thing that sticks out of its head to try and grab people with.
Yeah, actually that thing could be compared to the mouth thing the aliens have.
Yeah, the secondary mouth. Um, that's basically my general history of it. General thoughts on this one. Um, very much enjoyed it. It's a little bit of a long ride. We were at this for what, 3 hours, 3.5 hours?
If it would have been like 3 full hours if we didn't skip some of the credits and
Yeah.
intros on the episodes because it is 6 29-minute episodes, but like the runtime on those include the intro and
Intro and
credits.
that outro, yeah. So you cut off at least 2 minutes for sure on each episode if you jump past those. Um, fairly good characters, interesting story. Dub is a little bit shaky. The subtitles even more so. Yeah,
Yeah, the
they're
closed captioning on Amazon was not good for this. They kind of botched a lot of the words, which I'm sure were not what would have been the official subtitles if it was like a subtitled version of the movie or show.
maybe, yeah. Um, monster designs were really good. I'll give them that. Also, lots of nasty early '90s gore. Something that you'd expect from certain,
Yeah.
again, with certain franchises that came out of anime at the time. So,
Es- Especially the first episode when they arrived on that ship. The blood was fucking everywhere. As well as a couple severed body parts that we saw lying around.
and they kept coming back to it every once in a while, and there was a lot of nasty critters during the last couple of episodes in particular. So, yeah, pretty solid stuff all around. Not a good amount of action, but not so much so that they were completely mindless about it. They had a pretty decent plot going, and they added some interesting developments with the monster itself, so that you can understand what's going on. Um, and also even further gave further reasons for why the characters are getting involved. Otherwise, you think they might just back off and just be like, maybe we should just move. um,
It was really a case where the evil monster thing actually made it personal.
oh yeah. That monster thing, in fact, made this become a personal thing because of what it did. Um, spoiler alert for anybody who may have not seen this yet. It essentially eats the main character's brother and becomes part of
Uh,
it.
not eat is not entirely accurate. It more or less
Like
used
I
his
said,
body
became a
as.
part of it.
He was saying it in the simplest manner possible without going into scientific specifics.
I prefer. I prefer
It
the
got him.
specific.
He's part of it now, and it's nasty. He don't want to be part of it, and she doesn't want him to be part of it. So kaboom.
Just imagine a Zeramis cell, and it thought that Iria's brother was an android.
Trying to become its perfect self, even though actually I think it may have added a flaw or two when it tried doing that. Also, I think it was in a weakened state when it first came back too, so that didn't help it much either.
Yeah, yeah, because when it crashed on the planet, it had like a piece of wreckage stuck through its head. When normally it's very hard for anything to actually penetrate its skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to talk in general about it?
Um,
Is that open forum?
yeah, it does have a lot of good emotional moments throughout it, and like you said, good characters. But Iria is my favorite character in her own anime, which is not always the case. I don't always like the main character the most out of all the characters, but in this case I did. But Fujikuro is my second favorite, just because he's a lovable smartass.
Oh, and the music too, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's got a great soundtrack.
Very solid soundtrack, yeah. Fits a lot of different good moods, and we kind of compared it to Metroid at one point. I actually, while I was the screen was down for me at one point, and I was doing something else. I actually heard the music playing, and I'm like, oh, that really strikes me as Symphony of the Night esque. So, some interesting, almost video gamey ish late '90s or mid '90s kind of music. So, again, very good soundtracks.
Good background music can make
Yeah.
or break a scene.
Oh yeah. If you got the wrong stuff playing at the wrong time, it's gonna be terrible, and you just break the mood completely.
Like that happened a lot with like some of the dubs of Dragon Ball movies, like the history of Trunks special where it like showed what happened before he went back to the past, and just the fact they started playing rap music while it was raining and he was looking at Gohan's dead body. You're just like,
What
what?
the fuck?
What?
What the hell?
Why? Why? Well, we're just gonna we paid for licensed music, so we're gonna put it here where it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, at least the one thing I'll say, at least down later on, at least they put the actual original music back in the English
Yeah, yeah.
dubs, which
Yeah,
so
it
much better.
sounds like they've completely hacked up the music for that. Just kind of like a certain video game that happened not too long ago.
Uh, let's not talk about that.
We're not gonna mention it by name, but people who know that was pretty awful. Ruined the mood a lot, and that just that can happen, especially if you're not watching what you're doing. But they did a pretty good job on that, and I will say it also does suffer some of the '90s voice acting every once in a while. Maybe it's just me, but every once in a while, to me, some of the '90s voice acting sounds a little dry.
Yeah, I mean, there's like
It
some
happens.
there's some that I think are good, but there's every now and then if like some of the less important characters, you don't expect them to necessarily get like a top-notch actor
Yeah, but
or someone that just has like some
one of
droid
the
lines.
one of the main casts suddenly sounds really wooden for a moment. It's just like, can we do a retake on that? Whoops. Someone lost their moment there. Can we run that back? I will say that my first pick suffers from it too once in a while, and it is also a early to mid '90s movie, so it happens. And they even had some bigger names for that one too. Um, trying to think if there's anything else to mention.
But there is a difference between like having some lines sound off, and then there was some 90s
Oh,
anime
there's some out there
where
that
the
are just
dub
you
is
can't
just
even listen to it. Yeah.
it's just atrocious, and you're just like, oh God, no.
My eardrums want to leave my head right now. Can we please stop? um, yeah, it's better to have a few wooden lines than to have like an entire cast that sound like they're on Dramamine. Uh, but Yeah, I think that basically covers some of our general thoughts on it. So, I guess favorite scene. I can actually go. I'll easily go with my first one because this was one of the ones I caught back in the day when I first saw this, even a little bit on TV. You go through this whole spiel about this, introducing our character as she's trying to take down a target because she's apparently like a bounty hunter. Um, Manages to capture the guy, but the basically rival guy manages to scoop in and swoop in, take the target, and then runs off of it because she's technically not a full fledged hunter yet. She finally realizes that the captives are still there, unties them, and they quickly. One of them rushes into the bathroom, and the other one's sitting in the outside the door, going, "Please hurry up! Please hurry up!"
Yeah, yeah. One of them runs in, and then the other one stands outside the door doing the pee-pee dance, waiting to get
Basically,
her
yeah.
turn to use the bathroom.
And that was my first impression of this back when I saw the few clips that I did back in the day. So yeah, bemusing, interesting, and then for some reason I had to change the channel not long afterwards.
Well, you finally got to see the whole thing.
Finally got to see all of it now. Yeah, I tuned in about half an hour later and something about her brother, and he's a monster now, and I had to tune out again. And then I don't think I caught the rest of it at all.
Like I think I mentioned this when we were watching it that like a lot of episodic stuff that they showed on the Sci-Fi Channel. If they showed a movie, you'd see the whole thing. If they showed a OVA or TV series, they'd kind of give you like a glance at it to, I guess, like encourage you to go buy the rest of it.
That is
Because
if you
you'd
were
never
even
get
old enough to go out and buy it, which I wasn't
yeah.
at the time, at least not for this one.
And if you were trying to rent the VHS tapes, good luck hoping they actually have all the episodes in the right order. You have no idea how many times I went to go rent something and they'd had volume 3 and 7. I'm like, what sense does that make, Blockbuster? You might as well not have any of it.
Why do you only have these three and they're not even close together? I don't want to miss a giant chunk of plot. Um, our old rental place was pretty good. I've had entire franchises sitting there on the shelf, so. But I don't think they had that much anime at the time, though. Um. Anyways, favorite scene, I guess, Ojunix.
um, give me another minute to think on that.
Okay, well, Ozzy.
My favorite scene is technically multiple scenes in the series. It's basically anytime Dr. Toka starts yelling at somebody. Those, those, untie me, you children. Oh, you gotta give us money. You've already got my money. You stole my wallet while I was unconscious. Yeah, well, what else you got value? Shut up and untie me.
He's always
Yelling at,
ungrateful like this.
yeah, then yelling at the politicians later, where you literally see the kind of thing we see happen in real life so many times, where an expert explains to someone who's in a position of power what is going on, what you need to do about it, and they go, "You don't know what you're talking about. We'll just ignore it, and that will fix it." Like where they're not listening to him because I think you remember when like the thing happened with the PlayStation 3 where the PSN got hacked and it ended up going
Yeah,
down for like a month while they fixed the security
I think that
flaws.
was just before I got my PS3.
Like if I remember, I could be remembering this wrong, so don't quote me as saying this is official information. Don't sue me, Sony. But I remember hearing after that that they had been warned by somebody within the company that there were security flaws that needed to be taken care of. And they just said, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not that big a deal." If it wasn't Sony, it was some other company that had something
I
similar
do
happen where
believe
they
I've heard the similar rumor to that. So
where
yeah,
where where like some company was warned that they had a security vulnerability that they needed to take care of, and they didn't listen until after they actually got hacked. Because the thing is, these companies never want to actually pay for problems and then to fix problems and then end up paying more because of what happened as a result of the problem.
Yeah.
So it's just fun watching that in a fictional setting where He's like, why won't you listen to me? They didn't listen to him, and then the thing he said was going to happen happened, and they called him to get his help. He's like, I'm busy, leave me alone. I was
I was
right.
right.
I know
told
I
you
am.
I knew I was. You're a bunch of idiots. Now don't call me until you're ready to listen. Bye. Clunk.
Like in like a lot of other movies, he would have been a forgettable scientist character that just knows plot information you need to know, but they made him entertaining.
Yeah.
So that's
They
why.
tried to give him some decent dialogue for the limited amount of time he was on screen.
Yeah. Yeah, so I heavily enjoyed basically any moment where he was yelling at somebody.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Mm. So back to you, Genix.
Well, I guess an earlier scene where corrupt people get comeuppance. Um,
Oh,
in the second episode, when Arya is trying to deal with the, I guess the company people there
yeah.
on the planet because she's not on mice. She's on a, I forget
Yeah.
what it was called, but
It,
where
it wasn't the company people. It was literally the local government.
Local government, yeah.
The administration for Dowajan is what you're talking
right,
about.
right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really quickly learned that they know about Xyrem, and he's attacking the nearby
Plums.
Some essentially,
slums.
yeah.
Yeah, the slums where all the poor people live. And Xyrem is just going on a rampage, killing people left and right because it's dealing with the fact that it's got debris stuck in his head, so it can't function properly. So he has no
And
idea
it's
what it's even
keeps getting
doing.
attacked and it hurts, and so it's actually lashing out at everybody and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, when she overhears the government guy just like, yes, we'll just stand by and just ignore it for now, and we'll deal with it later. And she's like, what? Why are you dealing with it now? It's like, well, it's getting rid of all the hobos and thieves and such. It's like, why are you doing that? It's like, because
You
they've been
phrased that more nicely than he did. He just referred to them as trash.
Yeah.
trash. Yes, human trash. They're doing terrible things and not, and obviously, and they're letting the monster just kill a bunch of innocent people because we could clearly see a dead mother literally laying on top of her baby because she's probably been shot by Xyrem, and a bunch of people just trying to run away from the damn thing, and they're getting shot while the monster even trying. So of course, when Arya shows up to try to deal with it, she grapple hooks the damn thing and then pulls it towards the government building as they know that she's bringing the thing there. They're like, pull the shields up, keep it out. Manages to um, slingshot it into the building, and then he's like, quick, put the shields down, get out. And then before you know it, Cyrus just set the whole place on fire. The only downside is he doesn't even kill the head honcho there, sadly.
Yeah, I didn't kill the slime ball that deserved it.
Yeah. And
How's the
of course,
genocide
Arya,
look on your front door, buddy boy?
Arya just comes in just to throw it at him. It's like, I just brought him to deal with human trash.
Honestly, I might have thought of that scene as my favorite too, but like the only thing is this opposed to like naming a favorite scene from like a movie is we did go through 6 episodes. So there's a lot to process for like a possible favorite.
There's a lot
scene.
to remember and kind of comb over, but there's stuff that'll stick.
Yeah.
So I guess that's gonna be it for this one. Again, a fairly good and short series. It doesn't last too long, just like about 3 hours or so if you watch it all completely. And eventually we'll hit on that movie. We'll find a way to get it eventually somehow. I'm sure. Maybe if we're lucky, they'll reprint it sometime soon or something. Or someone else will get a ability to stream it too, since the anime is still out there. So, alrighty. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Check out the links down below for everything, and we will see you all next time. Good night.
Adios.